Well, your opinion here on my channel is something that mainstream media now seems to be catching up on. I remember asking you in a poll whether you preferred Boris Johnson, Rishi Sunak or Liz Truss. And it was very interesting to see that Boris Johnson was still the clear favourite. Now, mainstream media have started to pick up on this. We've seen various polls throughout the leadership contest of Tory members showing Boris Johnson way ahead of Liz Truss and Rishi Sunak. And by the way, I've spoken about a lot of this in my newsletter. Do go and subscribe if you haven't yet. I'll put a link down below. Don't miss out on that. But look, I think a lot of Conservative supporters, even if they were frustrated and angry with Boris Johnson's government, many of whom, of course, voted Tory for the very first time in 2019, are pretty angry that they themselves didn't get the opportunity to back or sack Boris Johnson in a general election. Quite why Boris, before, the wheels really came off with the resignations, why Boris didn't just call a snap election and say to the British people, look, you decide whether you want me to stay on as PM or not. I don't really know. I don't really get that. But what we are now seeing very clearly through this leadership contest, with this Times report today, is that Conservative voters have seller's remorse over the ousting of Boris. That in fact now Tory supporters, 49% thinking Boris should remain as PM. That's more than the combined total support for both Liz Truss and Rishi Sunak. Voters in Esher and Walton there feeling he'd been unfairly ousted. A quote there from one swing voter saying, I really like Boris and I was really, really disappointed in the way he was treated. They're picking on minor things, furnishes and wallpaper and making such a big deal about it. And it's the media. The media are the ones that turn everyone against him. And I know some of the media have got very snowflakey about this and any criticism whatsoever they seem to be extremely sensitive to. But there is definitely a perception out there. And I think it has some merit that some sections of the media, along with vast swathes of the political class, never forgave Boris for Brexit. And so what this all paints now is a very different challenge for presumably Liz Truss. She does seem, of course, to be the heavy favourite to be the next PM and Tory leader. It's a big challenge for her, or indeed Rishi Sunak if he wins, because unlike when Theresa May resigned, having very little Conservative support left, what's going to happen if the next Tory leader comes in, fails to deliver, underperforms, doesn't do well, Tory poll ratings start going down, heading towards, of course, the next general election? You've already got many Conservative supporters and Conservative members who feel sorry for Boris and would actually prefer him to stay. Pressure then for a potential dramatic comeback would surely grow. But I just think this is a wake-up call again for the Conservatives. If Truss wins, she needs to get on and deliver Conservative policies. If the Tories are to win over again, many of those who I said voted Tory for the very first time for a party led by Boris Johnson. And I also think there's no doubt in my mind that the Labour Party are now licking their lips at the prospect of no longer having to defeat Boris Johnson at the ballot box, a party led by him. Let me know what you make of all of that in the comments below, guys. Do you have some sympathy with the argument that Boris should have been allowed to stay, fight on and contest another election leading the Tory party as Prime Minister? Or do you think that's a load of old cobblers and you're gearing up, you're looking forward for the next leader to come in? Let me know in the comments below, guys. And of course, as ever, cheers for watching.